Welcome to Living Large Television with Mark Henry, CEO of Alloy Wealth. For over 15 years, Alloy Wealth has focused on your financial needs and values when it comes to retirement planning and investment management. Mark and his team are committed to helping pre-retirees and retirees navigate complicated future planning decisions in order to meet and exceed your goals. This is Living Large Television.
And welcome to Living Large Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Mark Henry, CEO of Alloy Wealth Management, and our special guest, Travis Mills. Mark, good morning. Let me just say hello to you first.
Good morning.
How are you?
Come on, I got Travis with me. I'm
I know,
awesome.
I'm so excited. This is going to be
I am way
great.
more excited than you are.
I don't know. We should maybe flip a coin on that because
right.
I'm so excited. Travis,
I'm pretty excited too. I'm not
Okay, Travis is on the show. We got to get him involved. Are you excited to be here?
Oh, fired right up. Let me tell you something. Didn't even drink coffee today. Didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
That's how excited I was.
That's how excited. So,
that is
you're
fantastic.
in for a treat. This is going to be a special show. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. So, Travis and I first met, Cynthia. I was going to a convention that I was asked to go to and didn't want to go. And literally the way they got me to go, like, Mark, it's a great destination. You're going to really have a good time. You're going to love this company. And I'm like, yeah, I just don't want to do it. Where is it? They said it was in Jamaica. And they said, we'll fly you and your wife there. And I'm like, Jamaica, huh? Well, okay. And so what exactly do I have to do? I was like, okay, maybe, I guess I'll do that.
Yeah.
So literally, we go to the airport, and we're at the airport. It was really crowded that day for whatever reason. This is pre-pandemic, so it was really a crowded day at the airport. And I'm there, and I see Travis leaned up, didn't know who he was, of course, leaned up against this pole. And, for those of you who don't know, hopefully you'll be Googling, getting an opportunity to that a little bit on the Travis Mills Foundation. But Travis looked to me like a veteran. And I guess you're considered what is it called? A how do I say
quadruple amputee.
Quadruple amputee. I want to say it correctly.
Yeah.
And I've since learned that there's only a handful, 5? Is that?
Yep, 5. Yeah, well,
5.
2 of them got double arm transplant, so they kind of left our club. But yes, we'll just say 5 for now.
Okay, so there was 5, and now there's only 3.
We're elite.
So they kicked them out of the club because they got double arm transplants, and they no longer qualify.
Okay.
I love your attitude. So I see Travis, who was wearing this hat, and he's leaned up against one of those big collars there in the Charlotte airport.
Of course.
And so I saw Terry, and I said, hey, Terry, give me just a second. I want to go speak to this gentleman. And so I just walked over, and I wanted to thank him for his service. I didn't serve, and my family did. It was a disappointment to them that I didn't go. And I went over, and I literally looked at Travis, and I just walked up, and I said, hey, I want to thank you for your service. And Travis, do you happen to remember what you said to me? Because I remember it clearly.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'm like, oh, I didn't serve. Or like, you think I served?
I think he said, do you think I served?
Yeah,
and I was like, oh. Yeah. And of course, I'm a motorcycle guy, as a lot of people know. I love to ride bikes. I thought, well, maybe he had some terrible car accident or something, or motorcycle accident.
Right.
So I said, oh, I'm so sorry. And he goes, no, I'm just messing with you. I served. So I said, oh, okay. So I felt better. And so then he stuck his hand out for me to shake.
Yeah.
And I took my right hand to shake. Well, that's the wrong hand, or the right hand. Anyway, it was awkward. So I just held it back. Now, picture this moment, crowded airport.
Yep.
So I take my left hand to do the handshake like this.
Yep.
And I did this. And Travis yelled. When I shook his hand, he screamed. And to me, it was a scream. I don't make it. It was louder than that.
Oh, it definitely was.
It was loud enough to where everybody turned and looked. And it looks like I'm squeezing this poor man's hand or something.
Right.
The poor man. And the color came out of my face. And I'm like, oh, I am so sorry, Travis. And I didn't know his name even at the time. I just said, I'm so sorry. And then he goes, no, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm like, I have never wanted away from somebody quicker in my life.
Instant friendship right there.
Well, so no, it gets better. It gets better. So I just back away. I'm done. I went over to Terry, and she's like, okay, so now I just gotta go to the bathroom. I'm just done. I mean, I am totally out of my game. And people that know me know this is not me. I'm pretty comfortable in all settings.
Absolutely.
So then we go get on the airplane. So everything's great and everything. What I didn't realize, obviously, or not obviously, but they do let veterans on the airplanes first. That's one of the perks, and I guess.
Yeah, they also let people take more time. Usually,
get a little more time. So Travis got on the plane, and I didn't see this. I didn't know he was on the same flight that I was on. I had no idea. So he got on the plane. I never saw that. So then I got on the plane, never saw him. I got off the plane, Terry and I, and that's it. So I've had my interaction with Travis, and that's that, and I'm done.
Okay.
So now we're at Jamaica. We're at this big, beautiful resort, and everything is convention. So then that night at the convention, guess who the keynote speaker is?
Travis.
So
Yeah.
he speaks to, I don't know, 1,000 people, whatever it was, 500, something like that. And so afterwards, I have to go meet him, my wife and I, and he looks at me. Of course, I'm not dressed like I was for flight, like nice.
Right.
And he's like, "It's you." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm just like, what a coincidence.
Yeah.
So that's how this friendship started.
And Jamaica made me an international speaker, so that's really exciting.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
That is
Pretty
a
big deal
very
in my world.
big deal. That's
But-
exciting. So how many years ago was this? Do you
That's
remember?
about 4 years.
Yep, because my son was just born, and
Yeah.
he's 5 now, but he was just a little tiny baby. And the truth is, I'm the same guy for TSA. When they pat down my feet, I yell at tickles. So just so you guys, that's what it's
those
it's
are
fun
like-
for me.
I wanted Travis to be on my show because we have chosen at Alloy Wealth to become a supporter of his foundation because what he's doing for others is just amazing. And we're going to get into that. So this episode, if you normally tune out, I'm going to tell you this is one you're going to want to watch all the way through. We've got a little time before we go to break, but when I think about living large, it's this idea of using what you've been blessed with to your extent to enrich your lives and the lives of family. We talk about it on the show all the time. Mark, what is living large? Because I think retirement is so much more than just finance. I think of the planning that goes into somebody doing it correctly.
Absolutely.
But then when I think the small little blip that I've been able to see of Travis's life, you're planning, what you have to plan for is we don't even understand. And I think I understand, but I don't understand. Because I'm trying to plan for a lot of stuff. I'm trying to help clients plan for all the things that potentially, I know the Bible is very clear, we can't build our walls high enough. But I can at least help them prepare for the things that may come at them. But your life, it takes a lot of planning to do what you do.
Slap some legs on, toss on an arm, But no, I do appreciate that. It does take a little bit. And, the truth is, honored to be here. Thankful for your friendship and that you became my friend even after I messed with you so much. And, I was given the ability to live through my injuries and to make the world a better place is what I want to do. I got a wife and 2 beautiful children. And, I'm honored to be here on your show.
Well, we're honored to have you. And when we come back,
Absolutely.
we're going to have to go to a commercial break. But when we come back, we're really going to lean in to what you're doing and how you're helping other people. But we're going to have an amazing opportunity like we do most weeks. But this is a chance coming up. If you've saved, let's say, $250,000 or more for retirement, you need a written retirement plan. Just like Travis has to plan out every factor in his life quite a bit differently than he did all those years ago.
Yeah.
He has to plan differently now. Well, retirement in the world we live in is different than it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, pre-pandemic to after pandemic, 20 years ago. It takes a different type of planning. And our offer for you today is really simple. It's really no sales pitch. There's nothing for sale. We're a fee-based practice. We're not inviting you in. We're agreeing that if you'll take the opportunity to come in and you've saved $250,000 or more for retirement, my team of financial planners, my team of certified financial planners will sit down and a fiduciary, someone licensed to do what's in your best interest, will sit down with you and absolutely complimentary will build a written retirement plan. Not some cookie cutter plan. It'll be the plan around what you want to do with your money. Remember, it's your money, it's your lifestyle, and we will build a plan that shows you how to do that so you can have a confident financial future. And it all starts with a simple phone call at 888-272-0650. Again, that number is 888-272-0650. And on the screen, you're going to see a way to go to the Travis Mills Foundation. It's a .org, travismillsfoundation.org. And in the upper right-hand corner, please listen to me. If you don't want to call and come see me, fine, but do this for me. Reach out in the upper right-hand corner and hit that donate button. And when you watch the rest of this show, you're going to know why that is so important. Stay tuned.
Mark, thank you so much. And Travis, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is on your screen. That number is 888-272-0650. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to talk more in detail with Travis, and you're going to get to know him just a little bit better. Stay tuned.
I was 13 years old, and I walked in the house, and I could just tell, you could feel the tension even at that young age. And it turned out my dad had lost his job. There was talk of us moving and the only home I'd known and all this uproar and what was going to happen. It was very traumatic for me at 13 years old. You fast forward a number of years later, my father and my mom are retired. They live in Jupiter, Florida. My dad was an avid golfer, and it was just the retirement of their dreams. And I got a phone call on a Monday. I was still living in Atlanta at the time, and my mom said, "You know what happened today in the financial markets?" It was referred to as Black Monday. And basically they had lost in a single day over half of their retirement savings. Losing over half of it at one time in one day caused him to then move it all out. And then it became apparent that he couldn't stay in the retirement of his dreams. And the reality is, what control did my dad have over when Black Monday happened? Well, he didn't. But he did have control over how he was invested. But my father didn't have a retirement plan. And when I designed Alloy Wealth and built Alloy Wealth, it was on the structure of, there's plenty of wealth managers out there. But what you can't find is a partner in the planning side of retirement. We do everything here at Alloy Wealth with the end in mind. We figure out what we're looking for in the future, and then we back up and come backwards to build the plan around that. You can't wait until you're in the middle of a storm to go find shelter. You're already wet. Well, an alloy is a metal where you take several metals and you combine them to make them stronger than they are individually. When you think about retirement planning, that's exactly what we do here. We're going to take a portfolio and combine it together to make it stronger than it was on its own. At Alloy Wealth, I feel like we work best with couples and individuals that have an open mind about life. They're positive, they're enthusiastic, they have an idea of what they want to do, and they like the idea of having a written financial plan that can help ensure their success in doing that. What we do is we're money managers. We're fiduciaries. We partner up with our clients. So think of us as a holistic firm where we're looking at more than just the dollars, and you have to kind of get all that correct. And welcome back on Living Large Radio. Living Large Radio is a big part of what I do. Each week I'm able to talk about topics that people need to hear about and give them insights into how to do retirement. Living Large Radio was really designed around the 5 F's, which is faith, family, friends, finance, and fitness. Because I believe in life you have to get all those correct. So when I think of what I do and how I try to get those right, for me personally, one is focusing on others through my job, but it's also focusing on others through my church. You know, a big part of my life is Ridge Church, and serving there for the last 10 years has been a major part of my life, and it will be for the next 10. I couldn't imagine going to church and not serving in church. I get up every day and I'm so blessed that I get to do what I do, and I love what I do. So focusing on helping people get what they need in life has blessed me beyond my dreams. I think it was very clearly said, if you focus on what others want enough, you'll get everything in life you're looking for. Well, that has certainly been true for me, for my family, and for Alloy Wealth.
And welcome back to Living Large Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Mark Henry. He's CEO of Alloy Wealth Management, and our special guest, Travis Mills. Gentlemen, what a wonderful show we're having today. Extra special because, Travis, we have you on this week.
There's no doubt about it.
I would love to hear more about your story. I know our viewing audience will as well. So can you share your story with us, Travis?
Yeah, absolutely. So my mom and dad fell in love, typical story. They had my sister, which they were like, oh, not what we wanted. Then they had me, and that, their favorite child out of the 3 of them was born,
Okay.
But no, in truth, grew up in a small town in Michigan. I happened to join the military. I played college football for a little bit and decided to move home for a few reasons. One, my girlfriend at the time told me I should move home for her, so I did.
Okay.
And then she had a boyfriend, so I joined the Army because of that. Yeah, no, I'm kidding, not bitter. No.
Say, wait a minute.
No, I'm joking around too much. Sorry. No, so I was able to join the military, find a new calling, a new brotherhood, and went to the 82nd Airborne Division. I deployed 3 times out of Fort Bragg to Afghanistan.
Okay.
And my 3rd time didn't go so well. I was on a patrol. I put my backpack on the ground, and when the backpack hit the ground, 120-pound backpack set off a bomb. And the roadside bomb took off my right arm and right leg eventually. And, I was on the ground. I saw everything that was going on. They had to medically sedate me on the operating table when I finally got to the hospital. And when I woke up 4 days later, I was actually a quadruple amputee. And I found this all out on April 14th, which is my 25th birthday at the time. So on my birthday, I found out. And, you know,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So unfortunately for me, you know, I joined this very elite club of 1 of 5 quadruple amputees, but I made it through my injury. And then I called my wife and I called my parents. I really didn't want to talk to them, but, you know, I was convinced I should do that. So I did. I called my parents and my wife. And the only thing I really said was, hey, what's up? I'm fine. You know, love you, bye. And I made it back to Walter Reed.
So did you not tell them? I don't mean to interrupt, but you didn't tell them.
No, the Army
Did they tell them?
Oh,
Yeah, they knew.
Okay, so they
knew.
knew. Okay.
But, you know, I felt like a failure. Like, I felt like a failure at my job. And I thought, you know, like, I let everybody down. So I didn't really want to talk to my parents or my wife about it, you know. But I made it back to the States on the 17th of April. And when I saw my wife for the first time, she had to, like, sign a waiver to, like, cut my right leg higher. So I didn't really get to talk to her. And here she is, 23 years old, with a 6-month-old on her hip, and, you know, getting told, like, she has to sign this waiver to have my leg cut, and I'm just yelling through all the doctors and nurses around me, like, hey, just sign it, it's fine. And then the next day she came in, and I told her, you know, I'm not, like, rude, but kind of point blank, you don't have to do this. This isn't life I would choose for you. So, like, you should take all the, you know, the money that we have saved up, the cars that, you know, we have, sell mine, keep yours, and the house, and it's all yours. And, you know, she was a little bit offended, but in my eyes, I'm just going to be a burden, right? What do I have left to offer? I'm basically a 25-year-old baby. I need to get fed. People have, you know, changed my clothes for me, and I can't do anything on my own. So I'm like, it's all yours. You can take it and go. And she's like, that's not how this works. You know, we'll get through this together. And, you know, so, oh, yeah, absolutely. So my wife was there, my 6-month-old daughter, and I learned how to walk with my daughter. Like, not a lot of dads can say that, but I learned how to walk with my daughter. And, you know, through my time at Walter Reed, I had, you know, 14 months basically of recovery and 5 extra months just thrown in there of like healing. So I had 19 months in total. And as I was there, I learned how to, you know, use a hand in 5 weeks. I learned how to use legs again. And I learned how to drive. And I'm a terrible driver, just so you know. Just so you know. But through all my time at Walter Reed, I was given the gift of living. And, you know, it didn't take long for me to come to that conclusion, but it did take a while for me to understand, you know, that I still had probably 50 years left at least, so I might as well make the best of them. You know, I couldn't look in the mirror for a while at myself because of my injuries, and I was just so, you know, thankful that I made it home compared to my guys that, you know, I was serving with that, you know, some of them didn't make it home.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you can break it all down and understand, like, I was given the opportunity to be with my family, given the opportunity to have my wife by my side. You know, we're going on 14 years of marriage.
Oh, that's wonderful.
At first she, like, you know, she loved me. Now it's obligation. My social media is pretty big, and I'm like, I'll ruin you if you leave me. I'll ruin you. I'm just kidding. She actually runs my social media. So all the single ladies don't flirt with me because she's a jealous type. She throws me in the closet sometimes, takes my arms, legs away. She's like, you learn your lesson. And I'm just kidding. I know it's a heavy, here's the thing. I know it's a heavy thing we're talking about. Like, I get that. My story's crazy.
It is crazy.
And I try to, like, make light of it because I want people to look past my injuries and, like, you know, understand that, hey, look, I'm a survivor and I'm very fortunate to make it through my injuries. And I was given the opportunity because, you know, 9 doctors and 7 nurses worked on me for 14 hours straight. They could have loosened up one tourniquet, I would have bled out. Wow. But instead they were like, you know what, this guy's life matters. And we're going to make sure that he can get through this as long as, you know, God willing. So for me, when I get the chance to go out there and have a foundation and do the things that I do, I realize it's really just a blessing to still be alive. And that's how I take most of my days.
Well, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to actually talk about that foundation. But we've got a very special opportunity for you. I think it's obvious if you're watching this, you've been touched by this as I have. I've heard this story several times now, many times. And it affects me the same way every time. I was like, Mark, you got to hold it together so I can get through this. We've got a special opportunity for the callers right now. If you're one of the lucky next 15 callers, and let's say you've saved $250,000 or more for retirement, here's our offer for you. We will bring you in and a certified financial planner on my planning team. You'll sit down with a licensed fiduciary, and we will create a retirement plan built for you out of what you want to do, giving you an opportunity to live large in retirement without fear. And that's really what this is about. It's about an opportunity for you to use what God's blessed you with in your lifetime to enrich your lives and the lives of others. And this opportunity is absolutely complimentary. There's no obligation of any kind. You have to do one thing for me right now. Reach out at 888-272-0650. And also, you'll see the TravisMills.org Foundation. It's on the screen. I encourage you, highly encourage you, persuade you, please go to the website, click on the donate money button, and you will understand when we come back, because we're going to talk about what Travis has used his life for. And when you think about the truest definition of living large, it's sitting right here beside me. Reach out to us right now at 888-272-0650. Cynthia?
Mark, thank you so much. And Travis, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is on your screen, 888-272-0650. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We have more when we return.
Hi, Mark Henry, CEO of Alloy Wealth, and of course your host of Living Large Television and Radio. Take this opportunity to call now and get your complimentary written financial plan.
Do you know how much you're paying in fees or commissions with your current plan or advisor? What about unnecessary risk or future tax implications? Sit down with a fiduciary advisor who can help you understand important retirement concepts, and so you can make the best decisions for yourself moving forward. We may even be able to answer questions you didn't even know needed to be asked.
Your financial future starts now with a phone call.
And welcome back to Living Large Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Mark Henry. He is CEO of LA Wealth Management, as well as our special guest, Travis Mills. Travis, a wonderful story that you shared with us, obviously your life story, and I'd love to talk a little bit more about your foundation, how that was brought about, if you will, and a little bit more in depth about what it is exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So I appreciate the opportunity. When I was in the military, it was the best job I ever had. Outside of being a dad, right? I'm supposed to say that, but I was cut short of my, my career, my 20-year career that I thought I was going to have. And the truth is, I lost my chance to serve my country. So at the hospital, as I was recovering, I thought, how can I give back still? What purpose am I going to have in life? And once I had the prosthetic arm and the prosthetic legs and learned how to do all the things, I had to rediscover what I was going to do. And I went on all these cool trips where I got to learn how to downhill mountain bike, snowboard, kayaking, and things like that. And I realized, wow, I might not be able to teach my daughter how to play soccer, but I'll be able to go out there and rip down a mountain with her, I might not be able to teach my son how to play baseball, but we can both really enjoy, going kayaking or whitewater rafting and fishing and all that. And I thought, I'm getting better, and all these trips and going on are great, but they're only for the service member and if they need a non-medical assistant to attend, which my wife, unfortunately, I'm injured so bad that my wife had to go on those trips with me. So we decided to start a foundation where we bring out combat and service-connected injured veterans and their families. So we did that. We brought these families out, did a proof of concept week, and we taught them, don't live life on the sidelines. Be active with your family, be a member of society, and don't shy away from talking about your injuries. But also, it wasn't just about the veterans, it's about the family as well, the spouses, the children. And we went hard at it. We went ahead and bought Elizabeth Arden's old estate. She built in 1929. She's one of the richest people in the world in 1929. Yeah, Estee Lauder and Red Door Spas and all that. Amazing. Well, it was in really bad disrepair, but because I was able to speak and go around, we had people donate. Every time I spoke, they would also donate on top of my fee, and they'd get behind us. And we renovated this place for 2 years, and we opened it officially in 2017. And we bring out 8 families that have been through a physical injury due to service. Could be stateside or overseas, and we showed them how to do things adaptively. Now we're running about 35 weeks of programs starting next year for families, and then we also have a chance to partner up with a nonprofit called Warrior Path, and that one is for post-traumatic stress. And this is my plea to everybody out there. If you're watching this and you have a loved one going through post-traumatic stress, if you're a first responder or a combat veteran, we actually help with that too. Now sitting at home, you might not see anybody in your circle of friends that looks like me, missing arms and legs due to service, but maybe you have someone that's post-traumatic stress related injuries. Well, we have a program with our first responder or combat veteran. And I'll tell you, people that get involved, like this fine gentleman to my left, the lovely lady to my right, and I hope that's how it works on TV, allowing me to be here today and talk about that stuff. I mean,
That's right.
and supporting us. Like, I'm helping these families by championing them forward, but I can't do it without everyone's help. So for the families that we help, we've helped over thousands of families, and we're going to keep doing it. And we're going to do it because people believe in us. So, to come out here today and talk about it and be able to hang out in the studio and show off my cool tricks.
Now that is awesome. That is awesome.
That's truly one thing. But to have people believe in me and understand that I'm a great steward of the money, I'm never going to take a dime as a paycheck or salary. None of the money raised goes towards me. And the truth is, when you come in and you actually support this wonderful company, right, Alloy Wealth Management, they're also helping support my foundation. So you can support them, or you can go on the QR code and click that. But the truth is, like, I just like to give back. This is my new way to serve my country and serve my fellow man. And I was given the opportunity to live through my injuries, so I'm going to make the best of it, And I'm grateful to still be around.
I can't be more honored than to have Travis here. I've got to make a close, but I also want to there's other people in Travis's life that I want to make sure I made up. His father-in-law gave up a lot. Goes with you everywhere. Is he ever not with you?
I mean, it sounds like a perk, really, but I don't do well when it gets serious. I know I got to be better at this, but he's literally my right hand.
When I talk to him, I just think about him giving up his job and traveling with you 40 or 50 weeks a year and helping you do everything that you have to have help with. And that's his role. I just think about the team. So, Living Large is about this idea of using what you've been blessed with. I don't know a better example of Travis taking what he was dealt and using it to truly live large. He's an inspiration to me. I hope he is to you. We have a special phone number for you, 888-272-0650. If you'll reach out right now and you've saved $250,000 or more for retirement, this is for you. My team of certified financial planners and fiduciary advisors will sit down with you absolutely complimentary. I've seen others charge $1,000 or more for plans like this. We'll do it absolutely complimentary with no obligation if you'll just do one thing. Reach out right now, pick up the phone and call 888-272-0650 and do this for me. This is the most important thing. If you don't want to come in and see us, that's fine. But please don't miss the opportunity to go to travismillsfoundation.org. In the upper right-hand corner, click the donate button. It would mean a lot to me. Cynthia?
Mark, thank you so much. And Travis, thank you so much for being on the show this week. I know this has been just amazing. What a great experience.
Best
and you're
show
just incredible. I adore you. So thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate it, Amy. Thank you.
Of course. To our viewers at home, most specifically, thank you for spending time with us today on this very special episode of Living Large TV. That number to call once again is 888-272-0650. We know that you have a lot of questions for Mark about how to plan your perfect retirement. He has the answers for you. Be safe and be happy. Be blessed. We'll see you back here 1 week from today on Living Large Television. Take care now. Thank you for watching.